Welcome everyone to session 34 of The Space Between. We'll start off with a recap from Zeke for session 33.
4 days in deep space can feel like an eternity, especially when you're stuck with a brooding bow and hypercaffeinated Ale. On the bright side, the recent upgrades we've made spared me from tasting that awful color foot again, at least for now. We're working on a new flavor drill additive though, so we may not be out of the woods just yet. To shake things up, I decided to interfere in a game of knives, hoping to mess with Bo's luck. Ironically, my meddling seemed to boost his performance instead. This got me wondering, can Bo be immune to or even counteract psionic abilities? It's definitely something I'll need to explore further. After some time, we made it to Glitavos, where we docked successfully. Thankfully, it looks like this time some others may have thought to pack extra provisions.
Yes, Eva made sure not to let that mistake happen again. Went on a bit of a restocking expedition. I believe you guys may have restocked on Anagris before going to Glitavos, but yeah, you got some equipment for the potential wilderness time you'd be spending. And Bo got a bunch of weapons and wildlife stuff. By the way, Ethan, I'm noticing you still have the shear rifle listed on what you had been looking to purchase on Anagris, so make sure you did not charge yourself for that because you did not find one. But everything else was fine.
Has it been long enough for Eva to finish the weapon and mods?
I'm not sure. I don't remember off the top of my head how long I told you it would take, but I did give you the travel time last session. I don't know if you noted that down.
I think I did. Yeah, hang on. Let me pull up my character sheet.
I'm guessing you're probably still a little short. It was either going to be 2 or 3 weeks.
Three weeks to build. Oh, yeah, 3 weeks to build. Okay. All right. Well then, 16. Oh, actually, 16 days of work was done when we drilled into Straya. So I've already accounted for the time getting here.
Okay, cool.
5 more days.
All right. So yeah, you gotta. I'd imagine that Eva has somewhat of at least like the skeleton of a. See, what was it a mag pistol or mag rifle?
Laser rifle.
Oh, laser rifle. Okay, I was.
Yeah, even better.
Yeah, I think maybe I was mixing up with what Bo bought on Anagris. Very cool. So yeah, got a lot of the the structure, the right shape, piecing together. Just
I want to say that maybe Bo goes to throw darts one time and finds a huge burned in laser gash across his dartboard.
Oh no. Eva's been test firing her contraption in the cargo bay.
I feel like Pete would have probably come in and seen her doing it and be like, Eva, you're scarring the brand new plating. Why?
I thought the dartboard was sturdier. I'll have to get him a sturdier dartboard. Yes, it is just work.
It was more rhetorical because Pete's like just throwing his hands up and just like continuing on like this is just normal here.
Yeah, and the scene with Eva clearly demonstrating she did not think about it.
She thinks about many things. That was not one of them.
She thinks about a lot of things. Rarely are they the thing at hand.
Sometimes they're even the things that other people think she should be thinking about.
Dang, just at me next time, Dex. It's fine.
I was gonna say ADHD much.
Lol, untreated, undiagnosed.
Mm. Oh me oh my. Yeah, so got everyone everyone has we've transitioned back into real space in the system Straya, and I failed to listen to the end of the last recording, so I don't remember exactly what note I left you guys on. But I think we just left it at drilling in, and we were gonna go from there. Hearing no objections,
Mm-hmm.
let me sit up. Slouching back in my chair, away from my microphone.
Fine.
Dex telling me to lean forward a little. Well, at least sit up straight.
Only listen to your PT as much as you listen to Dex.
Ooh, burn. And maybe that burns more in my house than yours. I don't know.
Or maybe it will burn if he keeps ignoring it.
Yeah. But yeah, we've got we've got the system of Straya. So when you pop in, you do get you pick up on your fairly close range sensors a small space station. It's a little further from the jump in point than stations often are, but you can pick up the transponders of 3 other frigate class ships that are docked at the station at the moment.
Okay. I don't know if we had decided too many things. Were we going to? I need to pull up the sheet, the ship sheet.
Yeah, you should have. You should be one. You should have 1 unit of fuel right now because you topped off in Latavos before jumping to Straya.
I'll go ahead and update our fuel counter.
I thought you bought 2 units of fuel.
Yes, but you used 1 to get to Straya.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, buying 2 was so that you didn't have to fuel up in Straya. You could just jump right back out without having to visit anywhere that might have fuel.
Right. And judging by there being 3 frigate class ships out there, do we still want to skip the fuel station, deeming it a pirate risk?
Are they loitering or are they like at the station?
They're docked.
Hmm.
So it wouldn't be bad to get fuel, but it would also leave us a sitting duck for however long it takes to get fuel.
Do we have a reason to fear for our safety right now?
You've just heard rumors that the system is somewhat of a pirate haven.
Yeah.
Given that there is no power that be.
Those frigates at the station might be pirates.
Gotcha.
And we don't have a fuel scoop.
Right. So we can jump out right now, but wherever we jump to, we have to get fuel there, unless we get one more load of fuel here.
Let's risk it for the biscuit.
You want to
I'm
get
ready
the
to
fuel?
fight pirates.
Ooh.
That's one vote for risk.
We'd have to trust that whatever's between us and wait, what is our rating for the jump to Straya? Can we make it all the way there, or do we have to jump in the middle and then go again?
Oh, we're already at
you're
Straya.
on- Yeah, you're in Stride.
Okay, we're already at Straya and we're going.
We could make
Where?
a jump back to.
Yeah, Glitavos. That's where
Glitavos,
you've got
yeah.
a rudder for. You have no rudders
Okay.
from Stride to anywhere else.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah,
have
but just
one
verifying that we had enough fuel to and from. So then, in that case, Glitavos would be safer for refuel.
Glitavos is definitely safe for refuel, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Pete would say,
Wait.
"Let's go to Glitavos."
Counterpoint, who doesn't love pirates?
To be
Mhm.
clear here,
Games
Robert, the fueling would be either we fuel up now and bump ourselves up to 2, so that we're not stuck wherever we jump to, or we just leave ourselves at 1, and the next time when we jump out, we have to
Oh,
get
right.
fuel
We're doing
there.
the exploration.
Yeah.
The one
Yeah.
from Straya to the exploration point.
We're actually at our destination, aren't we?
Straya
Yeah.
is the destination.
Yeah, you're in the system
Yeah.
that you need to scope out the planet.
So then our
Yeah.
jump would be back to Glitavos.
Yeah.
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 The
Back to
talk
safety.
of
So we don't need
talk
to
of-
fuel up then at
right.
Straya.
The talk of fueling is basically preemptive. That's what
Mhm.
it's sounding like. You guys are good to get out of here to Glitavos with what you got on hand. You'll just then be stuck there until you refuel.
Right.
Mm. I mean, I don't have a problem with that, but I'll leave it to you guys.
Eva wrings her hands. This is kind of exciting. Real pirates in this system. Maybe. Zeke and Cherry, you're probably our 2 wisest here.
I feel like that's an offense to Pete, but continue.
I mean, the most worldly, maybe. Like, Bo
Yeah.
and Pete know their stuff very well. But you 2 have traveled. What do you think?
Where is this conversation taking place right now?
Probably on the bridge. I imagine we're crowded around or nearby, looking at the sensor readings and all that.
Okay.
Our bridge is actually pretty big. It's
If
nice.
everybody nearby, Cherry would look over at Bo and Ryuk and Pete, and then over at Zeke, and she'd be like, meh, I really don't think you need to be worried about pirates.
Okay.
Zeke's gonna contradict you and say you should definitely always be worried about pirates. At least a little bit.
Okay, but like on a scale of 1 to 17, what does that worry rate?
Why 17?
It's a prime number.
13.
Okay.
No, wait.
That's another good number.
Wait, you say prime or Fibonacci?
Prime and Fibonacci.
Cherry's gonna
I think. I can't actually remember myself.
It's 7. 7's prime.
smack both of them on the arm and say, focus.
Mhm.
You should probably always be at least a 3 worried about pirates, because when you get less than that, that's when they get you.
You look way too excited by this. Yeah, it's a prime too.
I can't move my token.
Oh no. I can.
No,
Now you're upset.
he's out of line.
Where do you want to be?
I don't know. I liked moving our tokens around throughout the ship when we had another ship diagram, so
Hmm.
I was gonna put myself where I'm at because it's helpful for me.
Yeah, I definitely like that too. Mm, okay.
But I probably put too many Badger quotes in the diagram and had that privilege revoked.
Oh. Yeah, that is a lot of Badger quotes.
I added 3 today.
Okay. Do you like Badger Life rule number 1? If it's shiny, it's mine.
All right, I'm back.
Bo and Zeke are indulging Eva intentionally or unintentionally by rating the risk of pirates on a scale from 1 to 17 using prime numbers.
Scale of 1 to 17 using prime numbers.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's new.
Well, she was asked why 1 to 17, and she said it's prime, like as if it was obvious.
And while they were having this conversation about which was better, using the Fibonacci sequence or prime numbers, Cherry got frustrated and smacked Zeke and Eva and said, "Focus."
Zeke says, "Fine, I'll do this the easy way," and zones out for a second to ask the question of if we're likely to encounter pirates or if we will.
While Zeke is zoned out, Eva does contemplate. I do like 13. It's both Fibonacci and prime. Such a good number.
It's been a while since I've done this. I forget the specifics of how I have to frame the question for Dan.
I think it's a simple yes/no question, and then the GM basically plays it out for you.
No, it doesn't have to be a yes no, but it does have to be like as if you're framed as if you're going to take an action. So basically, what is the we're going to go to the station. What's the most significant thing that happens, from us doing that? And ideally, if we do end up getting ambushed by pirates, that would be the most significant thing. The problem is, if there's 2 really significant things, we can lull ourselves into a false sense of confidence. Like, we might get jumped by pirates, and by going to the station explodes, and Ben only gives us a vision of the station exploding, and so we think, oh, well, we won't get jumped by pirates.
That's
So-
how that works.
I'm a bit confused. It says, once triggered, the adept gets a single brief vision related to the question about the future that they're asking. I mean, in this context, I feel like Zeke would be specifically asking if during our mission we're going to encounter pirates, but I am not super clear reading the ability how the question is intended to be framed.
Excuse me. It is, of course, going to be best answered by Ben, but there's another little section there. The second paragraph, the GM should answer the question as if the PC were about to perform the act or engage in the investigation pertinent to the question.
But what is the
Yeah.
question supposed to be? Like, what is the... Like, is it any
Yeah,
question?
so it says, let's see. Blah,
It
blah,
just
blah.
doesn't define the question.
So in the middle of the first paragraph, it says, once triggered, the adept gets a single brief vision related to the question about the future that they're asking. And this vision is always from their own personal vantage point and never reveals more than a minute. And then it kind of explains it as it goes through, because then you get, okay, the answer should be as though the PC is about to perform the act or engage in the investigation pertinent to the question. Um, so yeah, it's the question needs to be something to do with what you're doing or what you're trying to find out. Um, and the question is going to be from your character's perspective.
Will we have to engage pirates? Or will we engage pirates, I guess? Keep it simple.
Um, so yeah, that and I guess that question kind of I guess that's in the process of going to the station or going to the planet and doing your mission or
Well, I mean, let's see. What precog are we? 3?
because that's
I'd
kind of
say
the
station because that's our immediate question is, can we safely refuel? Well, not
yeah.
immediate
So like
question, immediate concern.
if it was like, hey, if, what happens if we go and refuel at the station? Then I could give you the most significant thing that happens. And if you've got more specific, we go to the station to refuel and ask around or try to meet some of the other ship captains, or if you've got anything more specific, then that's cool. Because I'm trying to answer the question based on what you're planning to do, and then your precognitive abilities are scoping out possible futures and seeing likely outcomes that are reactions to what you're thinking of doing. Does
I
that
mean,
make more
again,
sense?
specifically was asking about pirates, so I think I'm just going to keep it in the context of the question Zeke was asked.
Okay, sorry, I missed which question Zeke was asked.
And that was,
So,
should we go to the station, basically?
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, I got you. Yeah, that's a good question. So let's see. And what level precog is Zeke at this point?
3.
Level 3, so up to 3 months into the future. Oh boy. Okay.
It's going to get harder for you, Ben.
Except you keep
Yeah.
using it on the kind of mundane stuff. But that's hilarious.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you have suggestions on how I think 3 months into the future for us, definitely throw them out whenever. But
Yeah, it's tough because a lot of the time, at least so far, most of the things that you've asked about, there's usually something fairly significant that's going to happen in the pretty short term. Well, and so far you've been limited to either 1 day or 1 week.
Mhm.
3 months can potentially open things up a lot more. In this case, though, let's see.
Don't worry, Avery. If we're in a situation where we can reasonably look that far ahead and it's not completely muddled by all the random other things that we think will happen in that time, I'll try and remember to tell you, hey, find out what happens in 3 months.
nice.
I can mostly see that, or immediately see that being beneficial when we're taking a long journey through the sector to get somewhere and kind of being like, okay, what's gonna try and scope out what the situation is going to be when we get there, if our contact is still there, or that kind of thing.
Yeah, that would make sense. Where we may want to just like check to make sure it makes sense to fly across the universe.
Yeah. Let's see. So I think the vision that Zeke will get is of
Did I lose connection or has Ben pausing?
No, sorry, I'm pausing. Is-
Just an awkward pause.
yeah, I'm good at those. I
Nice.
was ready to go with it, and then I had a stray thought that made me go, wait a second. How to frame this. So the vision that Zeke sees is of himself. Yeah, let's see. He's sitting in his room, reading, and I'll say Eva's voice comes in over the comms, and she's saying something urgently about, um, unfamiliar ships closing in and needing to boost the engine output and all hands on deck, basically. And Zeke, I think, teleports himself to the bridge, and you see yourself asking what you can do, and being sent off to pull some lever, something, do help with some part of the pushing the ship's output to its limits, and Cherry somewhat hurriedly flipping controls and changing things at the helm, and the ship lurching into a more urgent pace, and the little blip on the comms being hailed, and you can
I
see,
guess
just
it
as the
starts
vision
with Yar.
just as the vision fades, Zeke he glances and sees on one of the consoles, showing 3 little pings in kind of a pseudo radar kind of readout that are flashing the an unknown transponder kind of color, the danger color. Call it red, why not?
Stranger
And then
danger.
the vision fades. Yeah.
So I guess just one more question about how Oracle works. Is the vision that Zeke had in that moment necessarily a consequence of the question that was asked, or just the most significant event that would occur in the time horizon he has access to?
So the question, the question definitely influences, and the vision is the the most pertinent the most pertinent vision related to the question you're asking. So
Okay.
yeah, it would it may not always be extremely clear how how the vision follows, or excuse me, if there might be some missing steps between, but that's the most significant thing I could think to give you that is related to your question.
Zeke snaps out of it and says 19.
Okay. Then we go straight to the planet.
Oh, I want to fight some pirates.
Yeah, I don't.
I
I'm
bought
glad
these
you're.
guns and I want to test them out on somebody.
You won't be shooting holes in their ships with those guns, and they're not going to walk out of their airlock so you can shoot at them.
I'd be shooting holes in them pretty good.
No, you won't. Eva almost nuh-ud right there. They're gonna stay safe in their ship, and you'll never see them.
Oh,
Or
gotta
they have
come over
power
and-
armor and they'll just come on.
Yeah, they got to come over and get their booty, and then blammo.
All they have.
Whose booty are you planning on giving them, Bo?
All right,
Well,
so
you tell them we got a bunch of valuables, and we're so scared. We're just gonna hand them on over, and then kablam.
Right, cool. I'm gonna stick with Eva's plan. Thankfully she's the captain and has more than 2 brain cells to rub together.
Oh, this plan's lame.
I have like millions of brain cells to rub together.
It's a expression. Anyway. Gotavos then?
Pete looks at Eva and goes, "Wow, how's your head not on fire, Eva?"
I cool it with calming thoughts.
How you feeling about having a non-prime number of brain cells?
I was rounding off to make it easy for everyone else.
all right, so
Yeah.
I will-
Eva acknowledges Glutavos, yes.
excuse me.
Sorry, Ben.
Yeah, you're good. What I was going to say is I'm giving you guys the benefit of the doubt. We didn't specifically discuss it, but since you were spike drilling into a system that had rumored pirate activity, I assumed that you would be wanting to show up with transponders and such not transmitting. And
Yeah.
just
Sounds like a smart thing to do, so we would want to have done that.
yes.
Yep.
Would be a fairly standard procedure going into pirate territory. I mean, with the, I guess the points of ingress being generally known, that only does you so much good. But as long as there's nobody just waiting to smack you the moment you step foot in the system, then it certainly is a good way to start. So,
I think Bo is always waiting to smack someone.
right.
Never not waiting.
Yeah, so if you guys would, whoever is operating the, I guess, kind of the comms post, I'm going to need an intelligence, a program intelligence check, and this could be whoever.
So
And-
I think that would probably be Cherry. Do you want somebody else to be piloting while she does that, or can she do both?
At the moment, she's not having to do anything, particularly strenuous in piloting, so she can. I don't mind her occupying that
Okay.
chair. A lot of the
My
pilots
henchman has been dying to pilot, so
So say the pilot chair could be, I'd say can can have a lot of other things rerouted to it. Then there are these like a couple extra to these 2 secondary chairs that can be set up for whichever station needs to be commanded from there. Oh yeah, those circles I put in there, I was just marking where kind of the chairs would be, command chairs.
well, if you would make that roll for me, Benjamin, that would be helpful.
Okay, I got
I'm
you.
gonna head upstairs in a second, but I'm not up there yet.
Okay, sorry. I got a frog in my throat.
Let him out.
All right, let's get Cherry all geared up. We're doing int program, and you guys are in a frigate, so that's a +2. Was it asking me how many dice? Oh, because you're a hacker. Yeah, but this is not hacking, so. All right, solid showing though.
Do we want to respond to this, guys, or do we want to kind of hide our location? Because if we think we have time, we could randomize our location. Just like pick a random vector and I'll say boost and go dead for about 5 minutes to throw somebody off.
Wait, what? What
Well, if we're in a
what-
pirate sector, would we want to randomize our location if they're targeting us?
I may have missed something. Is there a threat that are they actually targeting us right now?
There is no sensor lock on you right now.
Okay, then I guess comms is safe enough.
What do you mean comms is safe enough?
You said somebody was calling, right?
No. There was a call
Oh.
in Zeke's vision.
Okay.
Cherry is operating the
Oh.
comms. The comms officer is more than just communications.
Oh, I
sending
forgot.
lots of signaling and the various transmissions from the ship.
Yeah,
so-
I forgot that part. Sorry. I was thinking since you said comms officer, somebody was calling us. And I was like, wait a minute. If we're spotted by these pirates, we probably want to randomize where we're sitting.
Yeah, no.
Good
But-
looking out though.
Yeah, good looking out. So yeah, you guys don't get any don't get any ping indicating that you've been locked onto, and you begin scooting away towards the planet. And let's see, you got. What are we looking at here? I think a full 24 hours. Yeah, 24 hours as you head towards the planet on your sublight engines and no transponder.
I want to circle
Right.
back just real quick. Apparently,
Mhm.
the prime number of brain cells is really boring. 86 billion and 3.
Anything that ends in 3, really.
It's remarkably specific.
Well, the next one after that is 86 billion and 39. I was really hoping that it would be some, convoluted number that didn't have quite as many zeros strung together.
Yeah.
But the human brain has about 86 billion nerve cells.
You sound so disappointed, Dick.
That's actually why Eva rounded it off, because she's disappointed by that.
Like I wanted more numbers other than zeros, not the ASMR I was hoping for.
She has probably written a small paper about how boring that is and how much more impressive it would sound if the next prime number was something that included 5s and more 4s or more 3s and 4s.
Uh-huh. I believe that fully.
She did not get it published,
Yeah.
sadly.
Pretty sure her mentor just looked at that and like gave a very heavy sigh.
Putting ChatGPT to real good use here.
Hopefully the premium.
I haven't forked out for it yet.
Three bottles of water every time you ask a question. In fact.
Yeah. I'm kind of
Alrighty,
selfish.
so, anything particular that you guys want to play out from the day of traversing the system, or do we want to arrive in orbit?
I don't think so, unless somebody wants to confront Eva about the dartboard. But if Bo and Zeke just look at that and shrug and then throw darts, then nah.
Wait, what happened with the dartboard?
Oh, there's a big burnt-in gash into it, as if somebody was shooting it with a laser rifle.
That's concerning. Cherry would have gone after Bo about that.
Perfect.
Zeke assumes laser darts.
It's a fantastic idea.
Cherry would have gone to Bo and asked him exactly why he was trying to kill everyone on the ship. Does Bo have an answer for that?
Does Ethan know he's muted?
Ethan might not know he's muted.
Oh, whoops. I don't know how I got muted.
Oop. Oh, whoop.
Oopsie poopsie.
Oh, he'll say, well, I don't reckon I tried doing that, not at least since a fortnight or so.
Don't play dumb.
Oh, this ain't playing.
Oh, I could tell. Actually, I'm disappointed in myself for thinking it was an act. Why are there laser pistol holes in the walls of the ship?
There's laser pistol holes? Oh, Zeke's gonna have to put money in the swear jar.
Zeke?
Well, I didn't do nothing with that.
Really?
But
You expect me to believe that Zeke fired that and not you?
I've been throwing respectable stuff like darts and knives and the occasional piece of cutlery.
Hmm. She starts to back away, but she'll turn around, point two fingers at her eyes, and then point them at Bo, and then turn off to find Zeke.
Dang it, why didn't I think about shooting the dartboard? I gotta go find Zeke. Just been itching to try out my new bow.
Do she find Zeke?
I don't know. How hard is he hiding?
Not at all.
Okay. Well, she would check all the common areas first. Where would he be?
I don't know. Probably library area.
Is there a library on the ship other than his room?
No, I don't think so.
I was gonna say the library is Cherry's room.
What?
I do
When
want
did
to
that
offer.
happen?
I do want to
I
offer a
thought-
small clarification on that. At the very
Okay.
start, we had described the library as like being this small quarter room, like wasn't even a half room, it was a quarter room that Eva had like crammed a bed into, and
It basically took up all the walking space, but
yeah,
there were like floor to ceiling bookshelves.
yes, yeah.
Oh, okay. I
That's
did not
what I
remember
remember. Ben was very confident. So
that.
Now I
I
will
didn't
not. I will not hold to that, because if they remodeled that portion of the ship, that's on Ben.
There may, yeah, maybe one of these 11 crew quarter size rooms is what had been a cramped partial room that turned out was only that small because there had been a very illegal compartment hidden in the ship that got taken out, and some more space materialized. So
yeah, that
one
sounds
one of
right.
these 11 rooms can be the library instead, and the luxury cabin can house 2 for now.
Anyway, so yeah, I guess he's wherever the books be, reading stuff she'd previously given him. Did we lose Danielle? Did I lose y'all?
No, you're here.
Okay.
She would go knock on his door.
It's open.
Hi, are you to blame for the giant laser hole in your dartboard?
Well, it's our dartboard. But no. That definitely sounds like a Bo thing. Did you ask him?
I asked him and he said it was you. I can't believe I listened to him. Obviously it was him. Just because he hates himself and wants to blow himself up doesn't mean he should blow up the rest of us.
Yeah, I mean, I have a shotgun, but did it look like a shotgun?
It definitely did not look like a shotgun. There were still, identifiable parts of the wall.
Well, can we still play darts? Do we need to get a new one? I mean,
you might need to get a new one, but wait, what am I saying? You shouldn't even be throwing them at that wall. Get a board, like an actual board. Eva has enough spare pieces. Just make one.
I'm not good with my hands like that. I could buy one though. Got a lot of
Okay,
credit.
then can you just figure out who put a laser hole in the wall?
I mean, it's not really how my thing works, but
Oh, no, I didn't mean like cheating, like looking in the future or whatever. I just meant like actually going around and figure out who did it.
well, I mean, yeah, I can go ask Bo.
I already did that.
Well, if it wasn't him and it wasn't me, was it you?
She gives him a very nonplussed look.
Look, I just have to get it out of the way. It really
He
only
yells from down the hall as he's walking by with his conversion bow. Cherry, how could you?
I personally have never sunk to the level of using your so-called dartboard that is nothing more than chalk circles on a wall.
Is it really just chalk circles? Did I miss that?
On a wall of the ship.
Yeah. Okay.
I cannot say one way or the other.
Whatever it is, it's clearly insufficient, and always has been.
Why are you making me feel like I'm wasting my time? Look, just can you go make sure Bo doesn't blow any more holes in the wall?
Do you want me to figure out who made the first hole, or stop Bo, who says he didn't make a hole? I'm confused.
Would you rather babysit Bo and throw knives with him, or go pester people to find out who shot a hole in the wall?
You're right. That sounds way less
More
fun.
my purview. Pestering people is what I get hired for, honey. You make sure he doesn't shoot anyone else.
Why did I get the feeling that there was like a rapidly diminishing timer until Zeke just disappeared from that
I mean,
conversation?
he did. He just poofed. Imagine like Cosmo. He's gone.
And I want to
Oh,
think
no.
that there was probably an actual dartboard that was made of cork at one point, but after Eva blew it to shreds, because it was just cork, then she drew the chalk circles on the wall.
It was
legit.
definitely just straight on the wall the first time.
You know what's great then? Zeke teleported away, so he didn't even see that.
See what
Wait, see what?
What?
Chalk circles?
Oh.
Has it always been chalk circles, or did it just become chalk circles?
So at this point, the dartboard has gone through 3 phases. At first, it was just you two chuckleheads throwing darts and knives at the wall. And then Eva made that alley, and I do think I said that she put a dartboard in there, but I don't remember all that clearly. And
Mhm.
now there's no dartboard. No matter whether she did put one there or not, there's not now. It's back to chalk circles.
Nice.
I'm not going to contest the second stage of the dartboard.
No, he's gonna go find Bo and ask him if he shot a hole in the dartboard.
Yeah, which, by the way, I didn't put the little dartboard, little dart throwing alley on the cargo ship map. So I'll leave
How
that to you
could
guys
you,
to
Ben?
decide how. I'll leave that to you guys to decide how big that was. You know, these are 1 meter squares on the grid.
I'm gonna say it's probably here. Like, let me get the measuring tool. She wouldn't want it near any kind of external wall. So, like this. Oh, come on. Let's not do that game. There we go.
Not
That's
very far. Is that? I guess is that far enough for darts? I don't know how far people usually throw darts.
6 feet? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
6 to 9 feet.
It's
Okay,
not
fair enough.
a big distance, no, but it's better than throwing it at an external wall.
I'm not
True.
very good at darts, and I can tell you it's hard enough at 6 feet.
Yeah. And it being so small would definitely lend like weight to Eva telling Bo that she'd get him a proper firing range at some point.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it's back to asking Bo.
She would go ask Pete if he had witnessed anybody
Oh no.
firing on, because at this point Eva is her least likely suspect. But we can move on at this point.
Yeah.
Like this can be something that she's trying to figure out
Mm-hmm.
as time goes on. So
Yeah.
Because when she asks him, he definitely is just gonna be like palm to his forehead, Eva, and just like, yeah.
All right. X marks the spot that you guys are throwing darts at.
Okay.
Sorry, I looked away. Where are we throwing darts? Right there? Okay. Nice.
We've got a little cubby slash dart throwing enclosure with a nice little wall to keep things from flying out into the rest of the cargo bay, hitting anything.
Welcome
they
to
shouldn't.
darts without boards.
Where's the nearest sink so we can wash the blood off our hands?
Well, Zeke is just a step away from the closest sink.
Mm.
Oh man, I bet. So this this relatively large space that's beneath the cockpit, and
where in the world are you guys? I cannot even find this ship.
Over to the
On the
right.
right
it's
side
to
of the
the right of
screen.
the.
Finally,
landing
it
page.
makes sense. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I could. What I'll probably do, maybe for next time is swap. You move
To
the
it.
ship over to the left-hand side and get that other stuff out to the right.
No. You gotta keep that stuff.
No.
Come on.
How else are you gonna know that you don't choose the burrow life?
This is just a right-sided game now.
But anyway, I was gonna say, this the space that's below the cockpit and between the cargo bay and the very front, I think is Eva's workshop.
Okay. So
Which,
yeah, during
I
this
can assume-
entire investigation of who put the hole, Eva's just been doing something. Oh, yeah. As long as it's not during Pirates time, Eva's just been doing something away there.
Yeah, no pirate time.
Yeah. Working on literally the thing that put the holes in the wall.
Yup.
Oh, nice.
Just some work benches or something. Welcome to decorate as you wish.
Cool.
Got some space to work with too.
Sweet. That was a fun little diversion.
Hmm. Yeah, so part of this, and I don't know, we could talk about how we want this to look exactly, but um, these are what I've got right now. These are kind of like ladders, for just going up and down from between the decks, instead of wasting a bunch of time with like staircases and stuff. So unless you're saying, I mean, we could imagine that as maybe some really narrow kind of spiral staircase kind of things.
Okay.
The fire pole.
Fireball. So you could certainly petition for one side to be replaced with a fire pole.
I
One
think
side's up and
ladders.
one side's down.
I think ladders make the most sense.
Yeah, wait, why? I don't know if Zeke even gets a vote. He doesn't need to use any of them.
I'm contemplating Zeke remove the door on his room. Replace it with a wall. Yeah, I kind of like the picture, the idea of ladders, but if you guys have strong feeling another way, we could make that different.
My personal preference is for the ladders.
Okay.
As one of the crew members who has to use their legs and their upper body strength, I would also like ladders.
Okay. All right. Well, now you got both the captain's vote and the luxury cabin inhabitants' vote.
Ladders make sense to conserve space on a hauler like this.
Yeah, they do.
Alrighty. Well, so let's see then. Is Cherry continuing to? What's her next stop on the investigation, or were we leaving?
Sorry, what are we doing? Like, I assumed this was a side thing on our way to do the job.
Yeah, it was a side thing.
Yeah.
If you're done with it, we can be done with it.
Yeah, I'm okay with it taking longer. I didn't want it to consume like the whole time we were getting to play tonight.
True.
Sorry.
Yeah. Let's
I'm
see.
not trying to Bill. I just want to get some progress done.
Yeah, we've got an hour and change. Yeah, we had some fun goofing around. We can say that Cherry goes and
She loses steam. She needs a snack, maybe a nap.
She decides it's as long as Zeke is keeping Bo out of trouble, that's good enough for her, and decides to go do something better with her time.
Yep,
makes sense to me. Let Eva worry about her own ship.
Basically, says not my circus, not my monkeys, and moves on. She will try and get to the bottom of it later if she finds a shred of motivation for it, but Right now, she just wants a sweet treat.
Yeah.
She says,
Right.
"I worked hard. I deserve a break and something sweet."
Atta girl. Well, one, I guess 1 24-hour cycle later, cycling through a few shifts of different people at the helm and people getting their rest. The ship is closing in on high orbit above Strya, and as you approach, um, you do pick up a transmission from a station in orbit over Strya. That is, it sounds like a pre-recorded message that is pretty standard.
Oh, excuse
Bless
me.
you.
Sorry. Thanks.
You know, uh, warning this section of orbit is off limits. Do not approach within X 100,000 kilometers without prior authorization. No warning shots will be fired, and you can easily detect where the station is transmitting from, and it's a geostationary orbit over the planet, and appears to be a small station. It's not exactly not exactly transparent to all sensors, but um, it is transmitting that much information, and you can very easily keep your distance and stay out of the clearly delineated section of orbit.
Okay.
And go ahead. Let's see. Since this is a place that you don't have map information about the surface. You don't have coordinates of the colony or anything. You do have a rough description of the fact that the colony was the outpost was near the edge of the the space that could be navigated on the edge of the the station's radius, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So you have an area to search, but using the ship sensors, I think would be probably a program check or something of the like.
Okie doke. Can I do it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Opening up. Program check, you say? Sweet.
Yes, please.
Number of dice, 2d6.
That would be correct.
Nice.
Okay. Sherry is artfully womaning the sensors and
Is artfully what?
What did he
Womaning.
say?
Not manning, womaning.
Opening
sorry,
sensor.
dumb joke. I just um
Made me laugh.
yeah, I cracked myself up too, so it's good enough for me. Yeah, she puts the sensors to good use, and she finds what I guess first of all she's able to do get some very basic information about the planet's conditions that that I think are reasonable without without needing any sort of really advanced sensor suite, it will determine that the atmosphere is, as you had been told, a thicker atmosphere that will require you all to have pressure masks on, your Atmo filters. I guess they could get called a couple different things. But an unusually high concentration of oxygen among some of the various other things that are inhabiting that atmosphere. The planet seems to be generally a warmer planet. Has its it varies and dips down into more temperate numbers from time to time, but it is on average a warmer climate than most, and much of the surface seems to be covered in vegetation and fairly thickly. You pick up lots of signs of life, but no real way to distinguish types of life forms or whatever. But the only real sign of civilization is a veritable beacon of energy signatures that is the apparent pre-tech installation that is directly below the geostationary station that you'd already received signal from.
The place we don't want to go.
Yes, the place you do not want to go, which seems to be positioned at the peak of a pretty large mountain. And a lot of the terrain surrounding that point, in fact extending for hundreds of kilometers in every direction, seems pretty well barren.
Does it look like it was blasted away?
It's hard to tell. There's nothing that you can see from this vantage, with the technology you've got, that is a clear indication from that. But yeah, you could certainly presume that just based on the, I guess, the pattern.
Okay.
And yeah, you can, and there are other patches and gaps in the jungle here and there that seem a bit more barren, spread out, but you're not exactly doing an entire planetary survey. But at one, some short few dozen kilometers from the edge of the barren patch, out into the jungle, you do find a relatively small clearing that does contain some faint indication of human-made structures, but no energy signatures, no fusion reactor signatures.
Betting that's the abandoned colony then.
It would certainly seem to be that. Fits the about the size you'd expect, and it's in the type of place you had been told it would be. So,
how close can
Hey,
you get us
guys.
to that?
Yeah. Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Oh, sorry, I stole it.
No, Jinx, that's all.
yeah, love the idea of Pete and Eva both piping in to say that at the same time.
That's actually good.
Yeah, that Pete looking at Eva saying Jinx.
I took that entire conversation, that exchange was in character in my head canon. So
Yep.
What- You can't jinx. I wasn't ready.
We both said it at the same time.
no one's ever ready for Jinx.
Fine,
gotta
I
double
owe you a Coke.
I do hear it's pretty good for cleaning off batteries.
Well, a Robo Coke.
That's what I'm
Okay.
saying, though. Like, there's no need to make a difference. Anyway,
Oh no, headcanon.
where did you
VIs
want me to
and
go?
robots bathe in Coca-Cola.
Oh no.
Tell
It's
me
a
where to
good
put down
degree,
the step.
sir.
Can you find any? Are there any clearance where we can land and take some cover from anybody else that might be observing?
I'll see what I can do.
All right, so there is there's part of the clearing that the colony outpost is inhabiting has a little bit of space that seems like you would be able to get the ship down to the ground there. Is she wanting to look for somewhere a little further from the outpost?
Mm, yeah, if she can.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. We're gonna need to get ourselves some vehicles at some point because we don't want to hike too far.
Okay. Let's see here then. Go ahead and give me a uh mm, give me a pilot check from Cherry. With intelligence is fine, or dexterity, either one. Okay.
I re-roll it if I need to.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a failure for what we're considering here.
We can alternate outcome that. But quick question: can Zeke see where we're going before we attempt to land?
Let's see. You could.
I re-rolled.
Okay. Yeah, and I guess just as a general note, with the expert reroll as an option, that's a uh cheaper thing to use than the alternate outcome. Alternate outcome would be great if
I'm sorry, you're right.
no, you're fine. I, since she went ahead and already did it. Uh, yeah, that'll. It's a really good thing to have for all the other people that can't reroll, or if she rerolls and then doesn't have it, and really needs another one.
You're the re-roll to my re-roll, Zeke.
That's friendship.
Yeah, are you are you wanting to like Oracle how it goes if you land at the place that Cherry's aiming for?
No, I'm thinking like it sounds like we're gonna have to go a long walk, and Zeke can teleport up to 10 kilometers.
Oh, okay, got you. Yeah, it's true. So yeah, it looks like the place that she spots and is angling towards is within 10 kilometers of the outpost. So you guys will
Zeke
have
gonna piggyback us telekinetically to our destination.
No, but I'll make sure I can go scope it out before you guys walk all the way there.
oh.
Can't bring you with me.
That gum.
Not yet. I'm working on that. I could try, but you may be shredded into a million pieces.
Cherry will decline.
No, out of character, every I assume you realize you can in fact bring them along.
Oh, have I gotten you yet?
Yeah, so
I did. The very bottom. Okay, you're right.
yeah, teleportation 2, you got burden deportation. So it
Okay.
is
Let's retcon that and say yes, I can bring one of you with me. Oh, actually 3.
yeah, because I was gonna say you can bring up to 3 per skill level, so you can actually bring 6
Oh.
along with you. The trick is it's going to cost you 1 effort for the day. Is it day? Oh wait, no. Hold on a second. Gotta read. I really wish it would
I haven't
be
used this yet.
effort for the scene. Okay, now it's still just effort for the scene for the teleportation, but then bringing people along is an effort for the day. So just keep that in mind. You'll need to be keeping track of the
So it ends
where
up
you
being
commit.
basically 1 effort for the day.
Yeah, 1 for the day and 1 for the scene. Because the effort for the scene you get back, whenever the scene changes, which is kind of a somewhat nebulous thing. You can always ask me if I don't specifically call out that the scene has changed.
Cool.
But yeah, I think right now you've only committed 1 for the day because you did a. Actually, wait, no,
We waited.
it's already been.
24
It has already been 24 hours. Yeah, so you're clean slate on your effort.
Unless you
Oh.
have a lot of effort, I actually think that we should just walk. I mean,
I would have 5 left over after that.
Okay.
And then when this refreshes 6.
yeah, well, you're the one with the resource, but yeah, try and make sure you can get us out if we need to.
Yeah,
So,
doesn't
as
wanna do
much as like I want to beg you to pop me over there, I guess it would probably be safer if you took Bo or Pete.
No, I can actually take all of us. Forget the
No.
fan.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yeah. No, definitely. I mean, I haven't done it yet, but I could try, and it should go fine.
Cherry will take a step back and elbow Bo forward. Bo can go first.
Can we just like park the ship and hover, or do we need to leave like
Ryu could stay with the ship.
yeah, like
Yeah.
just have it
sounds
out
good.
of range just enough?
He's our valet.
Did you ever
Yeah.
get to how far away we'll actually be parking, Ben?
Hench.
Henchman got a hench.
Yeah,
I don't even like
hadn't-
miles or anything. Just how far of a walk would it be if we walked?
I hadn't given an exact number. I was going to say that it would be about an hour-long walk.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, Zeke's not doing that. Anybody who
That's
wants-
only like 2 miles.
Anybody who wants to take a shortcut? I'm off.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as far as the teleporting, so Zeke would be able to, if Cherry would agree, or whoever's piloting would agree to basically hover the ship in place for a minute, he could, pretty close to the ground. He could teleport as long as they're within 10 kilometers down to the colony, because he'd need to have he needs to either have been somewhere or be able to see it with his eyes to be able to teleport somewhere. So you're not going to be able to just teleport blindly 10 kilometers through the jungle to somewhere you haven't been before.
Could we hover, let him pop down by himself using the effort for the scene, and then pop back up, then go park, and then he can pop us over?
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was getting to. The
Okay.
hovering so that
What a
he can get
maneuver.
back to where he was on the ship. Because if he just does it while you're descending, then
He's
he's
stuck.
gonna suddenly have a spot 10 kilometers above the ground to teleport to.
But I mean, the scene
Which-
would change right?
Yeah, the scene would change relatively soon. So
Yeah, so I guess that's cool. He can pop down to a landing zone and back, really without even asking for permission.
yeah, it, yeah, he would definitely want to, unless do you think? Well, yeah, what I think that Zeke would probably know enough or be familiar enough with his teleportation to know that he would want to ask the pilot to halt, hover the ship in place long enough for him to get down and back up. Unless you think he would
He can't teleport back to the ship if it's in motion.
exact,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because the yeah, basically the point that he's teleporting to and from, his teleportation, at least as I interpret it, and I think this tends to be the general consensus, is that it's in reference to the closest like gravitational, you
Got it.
know,
So yeah,
field or whatever.
we'll just say he asks Ryu to hover the ship for a moment. Uh, he kind of explains what he's going to do, and then does it if he is compliant.
Okay. All right. So yeah, he is able to, I'm going to assume that pilot goes along with that. He's able to teleport down. Um, I assume he's not sticking around long enough
He's
to.
going to take a quick look around and just kind of survey the landing zone, and also just generally kind of familiarize himself with the space so that he can make the jump back to this location if he needs to.
Okay. So yeah, he pops it down to maybe the you know little bit of clearing to the side of the colony area that they had considered landing in before, and just taking a quick look around. Yeah, first thing he notices is just the immediate sweat popping out of all his pores, and the adjusting to the feel of breathing through the Atmo filter. Um,
Welcome, Destroyer. You sweat out your eyes.
and that the area is pretty overgrown. Where he's standing is it's the vegetation is um, relatively low, but still a lot of plants that are up to his knees, or some even kind of big fan kind of leaves up to his waist height and stuff. But he can see over to the edge of the outpost nearby. Quite a few structures, both from orbit and glancing out, counted, you know, a couple of more than a dozen, maybe 14, 15 buildings. A couple were, uh, a couple were not super clearly, uh, not very well intact, so it was a little hard to see from up high. But and there's also a lot of vegetation that has overgrown the area. But just at a quick glance, give me a quick notice check with wisdom, Zeke. All right, very nice. So yeah, here's lots of chirping and chittering and insect noises and stuff. The area feels very alive. Um, Catches some movement in the brush here and there that just notices little flitting, critters of some sort. You like a speed and size of a squirrel probably. Um, and
This is Destroyer, so keep in mind things will kill you here.
does hear a faint growl off in the distance, um, and quick rushing through the underbrush, but seems to be headed away from him.
Mm.
And the the area there in his immediate vicinity seems clear of anything uh, paying him any mind or presenting any immediate danger. Um, so yeah,
Cool. He's gonna pop back to the ship
all right.
and share those details.
And share those details.
All right. So yeah, imagine him I guess he could have yeah, I can imagine him having gone down to like the cargo bay and opening the door to be able to see down and pop up, pop down and back up. Um but quick little once he's up there, he's immediately within 10 meters of the cockpit again, so he can just teleport for free from there up into the cockpit again and give his report. And
Alrighty.
then you guys can continue on down to your landing zone that's a bit more distant from the colony. And within a couple of minutes here, the ship is touching down in a very small clearing. It's pretty much it's not much larger than the ship, and seems like it as you well, yeah, I guess as you open up and look around, around and under the ship, it looks like a few trees had fallen um, in this little area, um, and it's you're sort of straddling what looks like uh, a fairly wide but shallow, dried up riverbed that's kind of running underneath the ship in between the landing struts, and has kind of some still a good bit of plant life growing in the riverbed. A lot of it looks less verdant and alive and active and more like it's kind of withdrawn.
The survival pack that we had spent 300 credits on, that includes all kinds of like things to not get poisoned by things on this planet, right?
Yeah, you got
Okay.
you'll have like
So then,
super bug spray and like you'd have some kind of like generic anti-allergen kind of pills to pop.
generic. We bought it specifically for this.
Well, I just mean like
I'm giving you a hard time.
okay. I was
We
gonna
did
say,
not go with the Equate brand.
so you did not buy the Strya, the Strya starter pack. You put together the what you could based on what you understood about the place.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay.
But all of that was to preface with Eva saying, reminding everyone, or a bit, not reminding, asking, did everyone take the pills I gave you?
We're supposed to be taking pills.
Oh my gosh. What did you think you were supposed to do? Flush them?
I missed that part of the meeting. I was thinking about things that We're less boring.
Do I have
Like
to
blowing
put?
more laser holes in the ship.
I didn't put laser holes in the ship. Now,
Do I have
knife
to
holes,
put the
dart
pills in a
holes.
dart next time? You don't eat darts,
Make it
do
a-
you?
Ooh,
Make it
can
hard
I
to
eat it?
swallow.
Maybe you should mix it with horse tranquilizers, and then we'll dose him at the same time, and I'll get some peace.
That's actually a good idea. I'll just stick it with a syringe next time.
Thank you.
Oh, I hate syringes.
It's okay. You won't even notice it.
I think
Yeah,
I'm
it'll be
just
better by
getting
time.
drained.
Eva goes and hunts down the pack and gets, cause she knew she would need extras, I'm sure. Goes and gets the necessary things for anyone that did not take them. All of that is just fluff to say, open the cargo bay door, or whatever door we're leaving out of.
Alrighty. Yeah,
Ryan hops on the PA. I can't do that, Eva.
Oh goodness. Yeah, so it sounds like you guys are leaving Ryuk behind with the ship.
Do you trust this guy like that?
Bruh,
I don't know
he's
that he
for
actually wants to join.
this above his pay grade. He's staying with the ship.
Mhm.
You're right.
I don't
Yeah,
offer that kind of benefits.
It's like freaky alien jungle. Sign me out.
No thanks. I did not sign up for this.
Zeke's still offering a shortcut. In fact,
Haven't
he's
unlocked the.
taking it.
Yeah, I think we'll absolutely take the shortcut if it's gonna be like an hour and like if Zeke is being like he's not going to walk it, then we'll take the shortcut. But
We've
Yeah,
already been
just-
out there. It's hot. It's sweaty. I don't want to get sweaty.
Amen.
Oh, we gotta live a little.
Eva still wants to at least go out and do whatever like ship lockup stuff needs to be done from the outside if there is any, or whatever. I
Yeah.
don't actually know what kind of things would need to be done.
Yeah, no, I think if you don't actually have to open the doors and leave the normal way, there's nothing really you got to do because you're already locked up.
Okay.
So very counter to Eva's experience. She's not used to being able to leave the ship without, exiting
Yeah.
the normal ways.
Yeah. She's preparing to leave out that airlock.
Eva, what are you doing?
We're going outside, right?
Oh, honey, no. And
What?
Barry will just kind of like take her by the hand and start telling her, Captain, my captain, we are going this way. We're not having to go out the airlock. Oh my goodness. All right. Come on, this way.
She's coming. She's coming.
Just
Literally being led by the hand. What do you
looking
mean?
very
This is
confused.
what we came here for.
Mm-hmm.
No explanation. So, where is Zeke gathering everyone to then teleport them?
I would guess the top deck. I don't know, some area there.
Okay. So, yeah, soon, I guess Cherry shows up with Eva, and everyone else is standing there, kitted up, Atmo filters, at least either around their necks or already on their faces, except for Pete, of course, who does not have to bother with such human nonsense. And
I found our fearless captain.
Oh man, I forgot my allergy pill.
Oh, I got Pete.
Haha.
Are we having? Oh, Eva gets real excited. That's so great, Cherry. You're giving us a team meeting before we go. Did you bring a planning board?
I purposefully, actually, that's my gift to the team, is I left the planning board behind.
That's not a
However,
gift.
I did bring you the ultimate gift, our fearless captain, to say a few
Aw.
words before we go.
Oh, of
Just
course.
make it quick.
Yes. Uh, who wants to guess what topic Eva gets distracted into?
Well, we're going to start with why we're here.
Okay, all right. So she starts with why we're here to rescue colonists, and she starts going into the potential fates that could have befallen them, according to Aldous Shipley, and the dangers of this planet. And then she, starts getting into the ecology of the planet and what happens to the things that eat the people. What eats the things that eat the people.
Okay. Great. So don't get eaten. She's going to, Carrie's going to push in at that point at the conversation.
Okay.
Unless you have just a strong passion about contributing to the ecology of Strya. Got it.
Yes. Meeting
Carrie, may I
adjourned.
say a few words?
Yes.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So we are going to let Pete take point on this. And we're just going to try not to die. Got it? Got it? We're staying together as a group. We are taking our pills as told, and we are listening to our captain. Does anybody have any questions? The rest of the crew might get an overwhelming sense of maybe standing in front of a kindergarten teacher. And as the silence lengthens, Cherry will give a beaming cherry smile and say, all right, let's go.
Actually, real quick, Ben, does that sound okay to you? What I was just saying?
Yeah, it's fine.
Alright. So before teleporting everyone, Zeke is going to quickly just ask if everyone has teleported before.
I think Cherry has. Wait, have you teleported Cherry before?
I don't think he has teleported anyone.
I thought he teleported Eva. Unless that's brand new, I could have sworn he teleported Eva when they were looking into the psychic rumors.
That's true. I think that is what happened.
Pete says no.
Okay.
Very
Yeah, I don't
well.
know.
Shake said no.
Yeah, I wasn't aware that he had teleported anyone.
I was gonna say, I think he's relatively recently gained the ability to do it.
I might have misremembered that.
Yeah. I
I
think we'll
just
go
have
with-
this vague recollection of Eva being a little bit excited to have teleported.
Maybe she starts describing it, and then Pete's like, Eva, no, that didn't happen.
That's entirely possible.
Okay, well, yeah, he's probably just gonna, vaguely listen to what everybody says, and then just throw the caveat out there that, it's probably best if they close their eyes. And he's gonna look around the room. Does everyone close their eyes?
Eva does.
Cherry cocks an eyebrow, looks at him.
All right. Well, 3, 2, 1. He's gonna say, "I've always wanted to try this," and give it a go.
Pete doesn't close his eyes. I'm
That's
not sure that's
Always
an
what you
option.
want to hear the pilot say. Sorry, you were saying, Robert.
I just was thinking, I don't know if closing his eyes is an option for Pete.
Oh, snap.
I mean, he's just like robot body with,
Yeah.
digital eyes. Like, it's not like he's got some sort of big upgrade there.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's up to you. I would say I don't think it wouldn't be implausible for a VI to have the ability to at least
Turn off visual
you know,
function.
yeah, shut off the visual inputs, or even have like cosmetic, like actual little
Shutters.
yeah, shutters or lids that would close to be
Yeah, but he's more of an industrial type, a training robot type. He's not like
okay,
the human
right.
ish counterpart behind the desk taking your
Yeah, so definitely wouldn't
details.
look human at all. But okay, so he doesn't have any sort of shutters or lids to cover his
No.
eye
I've
holes.
always thought of him as just having like animated sort of like eyes so he can have an expression, but just like they're always on.
Okay, yeah,
Unless he's like powered down.
yeah, okay. Kind of one of the like he's got a handful of different animations that can be kind of some basic
Basically, yeah.
expressions, but okay,
Yeah.
all right. So Pete is eyes wide open into the void. Um, yeah, really, there is for those who did not close their eyes, there's um, sudden change that for a person gives you the impulse to blink at the suddenness of it. But one moment you are looking at the inside of the ship, and the next you are looking at jungle, and everyone feels the sudden rush of heat and the change in pressure, having to breathe through the masks, and you're all standing there in the knee plus height vegetation on the edge of the colony.
Okay. Like Cherry said, stay together. Pete and Bo, you're our eyes. Actually, of course, takes a moment to look around, just like Zeke did, get acquainted with where they are.
Okay.
Was
Yeah.
there? I was gonna ask, is there any clear, like obvious big neon sign, go here first, building or location, or are we kind of left with nondescript locations?
Yeah, from if here out on the outskirt, there's a lot of the buildings look very similar. It's a very utilitarian kind of building design, though there was a building. It looked like there were probably remnants of a building in the center that had been mostly overgrown, and you could see just enough to think that there was probably a building there before. So that might be a point of interest to go check out, unless you
Yep.
want to just start at one end and go building by building.
Um, I think we would want to. Eva would want to play kind of adventure smart, according to Jennifer Moons, um, and at least make sure that we know that we're secure in our perimeter. How does everybody feel about Bo actually splitting off the group a little bit and kind of being our forward scout?
Initially, Cherry would start fussing, but then when he turned around and she saw it was Bo, she would say, "Never mind."
Hmm.
I mean, Pete would be fine with that. Using Bo as a forward scout is probably their standard operating procedure anyway.
Yeah, I actually meant us as players. Ethan, do you want to do that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Yeah. Then yeah, Eva will go ahead and suggest. Staying together is good, but also, Bo, could you scout ahead?
Yeah, I'll be on the lookout for them killer squirrels that old Zeke was talking about.
the killer squirrels aren't that bad.
I'm sorry, the what?
They're probably it's too hot for them right now anyways. They're probably not even awake.
Yeah, the murder squirrels. They drop out of the trees and they suck out your eyeballs.
Barry is very anxiously eyeing the trees now that they've done that.
Just stay out from under any major branches and you'll be fine.
We're in the woods.
Eva looks up. Yeah, I guess we are. And they can jump too. So it's not like they just drop straight
Oh,
down.
they can jump far. They got the little skin flaps. They glide on in, and that's how they get you.
Suddenly, one of the trees, some near distance away, rustles, and a flock of multicolored birds or flying things, flit off and make some
Very-
high-pitched noises as they go.
Carrie screams. No hesitation.
I think Eva squeaks too. Probably more in reaction to Cherry screaming. But also, yeah, that's scary.
On that
Yeah.
note, we should keep searching, guys.
A few other random birds and things flit off
Pete
from other
says
nearby
that.
trees. Responding to
Carrie
screams.
is clinging to Eva at this point.
Well, they know we're here now.
Yeah. Okay. Make sure it's clear for us, Bo. We'll hide here for a minute.
Oh, y'all don't worry, pretty little heads. I'll scout ahead and skewer all them murderous squirrels and birds and
I'm more
varmints.
worried about the people that were supposed to be here. The
I'm more
squirrels.
worried about you calling me pretty. Are you okay? Did you have a heat stroke? That's the first compliment you've given me.
Oh, he did call us pretty.
Yeah, you too.
I called your little heads pretty. Don't let it go to them.
All right, so Bo is setting out ahead to forge the way. All right, go ahead and let's see here. I think probably a sneak check is in order, or perhaps a survive.
Deaky.
Okay. So yeah, Bo sets off through the undergrowth and making very little noise. Makes his way from through the into the edge of the colony, going from the shadow of one building to the next, and using some of the slightly taller vegetation as a little bit of cover or a little bit of concealment as he pads his way towards the center of the colony. And
We don't want him to. Sorry, we don't want him to get too far. Basically, just far enough ahead that if there is anybody up there to preparing to ambush, then they won't get all of us traipsing and clomping through.
Yeah, just Bo.
Preferably, he would see them first.
okay, so you want
Oh.
him just going a ways ahead and then like signaling, "Hey, yeah, come a little further," that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, and you guys are using the comms that you got.
Didn't we get earpieces?
We got a
Yeah,
comp server.
yeah.
Eva got us hooked up.
Yeah, so you guys have your earpieces. You can be bouncing them off the ship, or has she packed the comm server so you guys can set it up out somewhere if you get outside the range of the ship, or I guess we can
right.
worry about that later. That's not.
She got panspectral optics, not the Ghost Talker
the Ghost
transceiver.
Talker.
Yeah.
Right.
Um, yeah,
I
she'll
say
cart that
we don't-
along. If it's not too large, then yeah, it's something that she can carry as like kind of captain
yeah,
comms.
say it's got an encumbrance number. I don't know if you put it on your sheet, but yeah, if she's got
Certainly
room
will.
for it, shouldn't be an issue. Okay. Then yeah, you guys have got earpieces and are you know, suppose sending back instructions to, come forward to the next building or whatever.
I'm also putting the field radio on, equipping that on her.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a survive check from Bo with wisdom.
Oh no.
Just be thankful it's not intelligence.
I will survive.
Not too shabby.
Hopefully.
Yeah, so yeah, as Bo is creeping along carefully and quietly, he notices that a lot of the a lot of the smaller, plant life going along here seems like it's relatively new growth. So he's as he's stepped on a couple things and is just uh, judging by the his usual metrics anyway of uh, judging these sorts of things, and notices a few little well, just lots of insects scurrying here and there,
Bugs. Got it.
and as he's approaching the center of the colony, he notices that one at kind of we'll just call it the southern end, off to his right, of the colony. There's one structure that has some stuff, some much larger plants, even a couple that are could rightly be called small trees, though they're a lot more um, uh, plant-like in their appearance, and they've extended above. Several of them are growing even over the top of that building, and he notices some movement in those. One of them swaying and shaking a little bit irregularly as he's approached the center, and he's been signaling the rest of the group is a decent little distance behind, still with a clear line of sight on him. He's seen no sign of any people or any other movement uh, beyond just small critters and insects.
Is Eva seeing any kind of signals aside from ours?
Nope.
I totally forgot that she had panspectral optics.
Yeah, I was gonna check with the optics. So there at the edge of the colony, is he seeing is anything notable with this? Or I guess he'll flip between like the thermal radiation and radio transmission.
Yeah. So radio and
Right.
and the radio transmissions and stuff and radiation, doesn't pick up anything unusual, though. It gets there's kind of like a faint glare way off in the distance that he knows it's in the direction of the Pretech facility, that he can just faintly make out even from here, the kind of the background signal coming from there. Thermal is fairly washed out here. Everything around him is pretty well glowing and doesn't have direct line of sight on anything. Whatever's causing the movement over on the other side of that building at the other end of the colony. I guess. Go ahead and give me a notice with wisdom from Bo. He's switching thermal. There's something he might be able to spot. Not like that. He can't.
Mm.
Unless Zeke could sense an impending failure if he were so minded.
Somebody has failed in my line of sight.
Yeah.
Hold on. But has the scene changed?
No, not yet. You guys just teleported in a few minutes ago.
Right, I'll let it fail then.
Okay. Alrighty. Yeah.
I feel
Bo
like he
was
glanced at the bush, was like, "Huh, failure over there. Must be Bo."
He deliberates on whether or not he should
Yeah.
do anything about it, but then ultimately decides that he has just enough willpower left to get us back to the ship if we need to.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a reasonable decision. Alright, so yeah. But Bo is also approaching the center point of the colony and seeing that with the there are clearly remnants of some sort of structure here in the center, but I'd say that even at a glance, you could tell that something catastrophic happened to the buildings. There's you can't tell much of anything about what was in the building. You just can see there are remnants of floor and wall and other stuff that was clearly modern technology related. That's the best Bo can make out.
Well, if the coast is clear, or so we think, why don't we all reconvene, regather, and I mean, we're here to try and find out what happened to the colony, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
this looks
and
like a good place
bring
to
whatever
start.
until you can. Yeah.
Yeah.
What does Bo relay to the group? He's there. He sees he sees something causing some of the large kind of trees, plants to be moving erratically over on the other side of the far buildings, but can't make out any more detail than that.
I mean, Pete doesn't have the ability to see anything thermal, but he is pretty good at noticing things. Does he have a chance of catching a glimpse of whatever this is from his position?
No, you guys don't really have a
wow.
good line of sight on that, and even where Bo's at, whatever it is that's moving, it is on the other side of a building, which is kind of why he can't.
Oh,
Even
wow.
with thermal, he had a very low chance of making out much of any detail. So yeah, it's in his direct line of sight, he can't see anything that's causing it. But there's apparently something moving in the tree that's on the other side of the buildings. Get on. Ethan, any thoughts?
I guess he'll radio all that in of what he's observed so far and say, well, the colony looks pretty clear, but there's something moving off on the far edge that giving me some concern, but can't figure out what it is from here.
Well, keep an eye on it. Is it safe for us to approach that wreckage?
Yeah, it should be a good approach from the way I came in. I'll see
Okay.
if I can get a little higher up and try to spot whatever's shaking them trees.
Okay. And we'll start taking a look at building. We'll fan out as we look around. Eva will lead the group to that central structure.
Hey
Yeah,
Ben,
you all.
could
Yeah,
Cherry be using her palm drone while we're doing this?
she would like to be using her palm drone.
Yeah.
Okay. I will point out it's not silent in operation. It's
Uh,
it's a very simple little drone
yeah.
that
Would that be okay with Eva, or is she going to tell Cherry now's not the time?
I think Eva actually would caution. Maybe wait until Bo can find out what that thing is, and after another moment thought, I know what to build you.
Cherry would be pouting that she can't use her palm drone right now, but it would accept it.
We'll check in with Bo, and if he thinks there's an approach the drone can take. What is its range?
Oh, honey, this is just for filming me.
Wait until Bo finds out what that thing is. We don't want to provoke anything or let anything know that we're here. Yet.
Sure. Sounds great.
Yeah, I guess she's got to stick to recording with her little comm pad for now.
She have an extending selfie stick.
What kind of question is that?
I know.
You had to get you one of those floater lamp things, distant lights.
Yeah, it may have been a while since she was, had to stoop to using the selfie stick, but that is
Actually
a,
has a helmet attachment that she attaches her little palm drone to.
oh nice. So she can use she can still use its camera, kind of
Yeah.
like a GoPro situation.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Alrighty, so yeah, you guys can all approach the point that Bo's at here at the wreckage at the center of the colony. Um, I should have mentioned in passing just uh, the buildings you passed. Several of them were kind of standing open and just dark interiors. Um, Several of them though were also were closed up and all of them looking pretty worn on the exterior. But yeah, you guys are at the wreckage. Did you want to try to take a closer look at this wreckage?
Yeah, and also try and see if there's anything anomalous about anything that we've seen so far. If the warmth is in line with what it would be expected to be from like the sunlight and all that, the ambient temperature, then investigating for anything that looks out of place.
Also,
Okay.
Cherry would have wanted to read up on the history of Straya before we got here. Were there any interesting things about it that Cherry would be looking for right now?
And she didn't just ask Eva. Eva is going to be so offended.
Sorry, what? She's looking for what about Straya?
Is there anything interesting about Straya that she'd be looking
Oh,
for?
oh yeah. I mean, I think that especially coming from Lower Nuda, which has some public parks,
Hmm.
but they're definitely they're somewhat limited, and there's a good bit of effort in maintaining the kind of the artificially uh, appointed environment. This lush jungle environment, all the vegetation and the noises and the birds and stuff, that would all be very interesting, I think, to Cherry and to her viewers.
Okay.
But yeah, let's see. So somebody can give me a fix check to uh, take a closer look at the wreckage of this building.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Can I do it? Can I do it?
I don't hear any objections. Sounds like it's you.
It's you.
I mean, it's definitely not Pete. He can't stab it.
All right. So, um, with a smattering of Eva's general knowledge about mechanical things and where they would be put, but also her just a relatively cursory look around the perimeter of this building's wreckage. She decides that this was a building that most certainly housed a fusion reactor for the colony,
Oh.
which it no longer does. And she finds it looks like the housing, the the fairly sturdy casing and foundation for the reactor itself is destroyed in such a way that would indicate some sort of catastrophic failure of the reactor itself that is not unheard of, but typically does not happen very easily.
Well, she'll start looking around for signs of potential sabotage. Because, yeah, these things
Okay.
are supposed to be
Weird.
reliable. Sorry, what was that, Danielle?
Say hundreds of years later, or how long ago was this place?
Oh, yeah, that's
attempt-
actually a really good question. Thank you,
Yeah,
Danielle.
I'd say that I'd say that 11 would get her. It seems like the seems like whatever happened was a relatively few years ago, which
Hmm.
seems to pretty well line up with the reported loss of communication with the colony on Strya, which was a handful of years ago.
Okay.
I think the last last reported contact with the colony was 5 years ago.
Okay. Then yeah, she'll definitely look around for see if there are any still standing signs of sabotage.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna say that there's nothing she's able to identify quickly here. If she takes a good bit more time and
Mhm.
probably would have to bring to bear some more equipment. Like I don't know.
She does have a pre-tech toolkit with her.
Okay, yeah, true. Yeah, that wouldn't that could definitely help with mm, could could potentially help with that. I was
Well,
thinking more along the lines of the
I'll say that if it looks like that kind of analysis is going to take some time, then she'll
yeah.
second guess and think we need to kind of look around at other things first.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know. I
say,
feel like Eva would have the confidence to think it's been a couple hundred years, but I could out.
All right. Well, then would somebody else tell her that we should probably get a bigger picture first?
I think that sounds like a Pete job.
let's see.
Wait, what sounds like a Pete job?
Focusing Eva.
He tries.
Because right now she's looking at this reactor that suffered a catastrophic failure, and she is immediately going into focus on the wrong thing mode and trying to put together how it failed, if somebody tampered with it, if it was sabotaged, when realistically, us as a group, we should be covering more ground and seeing more of this outpost before she focuses or hyper focuses on one thing.
Cherry would be looking at the screen of her camera as she's going back through footage, and she would elbow Pete and say, "Not it."
Fine. He'll walk over and say, "Hey, Eva, you got your idea of what happened to this, or what? We need to move on. We have a lot more to look at."
Yeah. I have a theory. I can validate it later.
Okay. That's probably good enough for now, then.
Over. Oh, go ahead.
Of course. That was all I was gonna say.
Over Eva's shoulder as she's picking up her tools and things, Cherry would look up from her camera and give Pete a big thumbs up, mouthing, "Good job."
Pete will just shrug.
Okay, so we have an idea what happened here. Let's find out where everyone went, because just because the reactor is gone, it doesn't mean everybody else has to leave. They should have had some kind of ground skills here. They should have had a bow, at least one.
They probably had several bows.
Probably.
This is kind of a bow sort of situation.
This is such a bow situation.
Is Bo summoned at all by the use of his name several times?
Rude.
That might get him, man. I don't know. He was still scanning for whatever was disturbing the trees.
Okay.
Bo, did you find anything over there?
Just a bunch more buildings and rocks and stuff. I guess other than that, did you find anything, Ben?
I was gonna say, did he want to go over, go closer, get a different vantage point to go try to figure out what was going on over there, or
climbed the central
missed
structure,
it.
didn't he?
Yeah, I was gonna say, were there buildings he could get up on top of to?
Oh, he could climb he could probably climb another one of these buildings. The central one is, no longer standing.
Yeah, that's fair.
But there's a building, there's another nearby building that he could pretty easily climb up on top of and try to get a better vantage point. So, yeah, say he did that, and he'll. So I guess maybe this is happening while Eva is, poking around the wreckage, and everybody else is heads on swivels and watching Bo. Can go climb up. Yeah, I'll say that's a trivial enough endeavor to climb on top of one of these relatively squat buildings. Most of these are for just single story structures. And this gives him enough of a slightly different angle plus verticality that he's able to make out what looks like think the way that he would, I think the best way that he would compare it to would be a very large crab of some sort. It's mostly shell that he sees. Sees a large, probably 6 or 8 foot tall shell, um, and looks. He can't make out a lot of the front of it, but he can from the legs that he can see, and occasionally one claw comes into view. It looks like it is uh, munching at the base of this large plant, and he can actually just on the other side of it, he can just barely make out. Uh, it's only the neck and head of something, reaching up over its shell, uh, and it has kind of a uh, almost reptilian uh, look to its neck and head, and it is, it's biting and tearing off, uh, leaves and small branches from higher up on this thing. Can't make out the body of that thing. Seems to be almost pressed up against this large shelled crab. So
Yeah, he'll phone that in. Say, well, there's a big old angry crawdad and a lizard munching on them trees over that way.
Oh, that would be so good for Cherry's footage.
I guess she gets up there, but that might spook him.
I want to see it too.
Well, I'll snap some compad pictures for him.
Oh, wow. Obviously, I've seen these in books, but feels different knowing it's right over there.
Well, so you know what this thing is? Should I scare it off?
Does Eva know if it's like aggressive or if there's anything that we should do about it?
You could give me a no check.
All right. Apply some of the knowledge that Mr. Aldous offered us.
Yeah, I was gonna say gonna say that she doesn't really she's never seen or heard of I guess any sort of crab-like or crustacean that large, um but seems like it's acting like an herbivore at the moment, um and the other thing, uh it honestly looks to her like a dinosaur. And
A lobster dinosaur?
No,
no,
those two things.
the
Okay.
other creature, yeah, the one with the long neck and small head, she's like, that looks a lot like a brachiosaurus. I think she would know enough about dinosaurs to
Of
recognize
course.
a familiar shape there. Um, although it seems a bit on the small side for what she remembered learning about. But yeah, both apparently eating. She would be a little bit more cautious of the crustacean,
Right.
just given her knowledge of their typical diets. But
And they can probably be territorial, I'm sure.
yeah,
Or at least defensive. And she'll relay what she knows and just kind of generally say we should probably stay away from them. Thanks for the pictures, Bo.
Yeah. Think the eating on that thing's any good? Yeah. Big old Brachiosaurus burger.
Well, with as much force as it has to push through those muscles, it'd probably be very gamey meat, like buffalo and bison.
That's maybe not a burger then. Unless we got some of that lean chuck you can mix it with. And that may be a nice stew, roast.
well,
But we
Somebody is hungry.
thinking up dino recipes.
well, we'll have to leave Bo contemplating murder while we
Dino murderer.
while we break session for faves and
All right.
invite everyone to stay tuned till next time. See what Bo plans on cooking up.
Next time on Biscuits Without Number.
Dino biscuits without number. Or would that be crab cakes and dino biscuits? I think that's the name of the title, the session.
T-bone steak.
Alrighty, so let's see. I guess for faves, that puts me first. Let me think here. Well, boy. I think it has to go to the prime number danger scale, or I guess it's the prime number pirate scale.
Yeah,
That
was good.
I think that was a winning little bit of role play there.
On a number of 1 through 13.
17.
17.
Yeah. Yeah, and on a scale of 1 to 17,
Using
Zeke
only
gave it
prime numbers.
Zeke gave it a 19.
Then safely say that's end of scene, and next time we'll say it's the beginning of a new scene, or
Yeah. I'll allow that to be a scene transition.
just feel like that's easier to keep up with certain things.
Yeah, it just so happens to give Zeke a fresh, clean slate on his effort, but I'll allow it. It's a good break. All right, Danielle, what was your fave?
Eva and Cherry giving Bo a hard time for calling them pretty. Which Eva didn't really give him a hard time. She just was like, "Oh, he did call me pretty."
Yeah.
And she was like, "You are pretty." Girl mode activated.
Yeah.
I didn't quite understand, Robert, what you meant about Pete's face when Pretty is mentioned.
Oh, just back to the. Are you upset because I didn't make a pass at you?
Yeah.
That's why I said that. That's why I posted that.
I thought because he was also included in the pretty little head.
No, because Pete asked Cherry in that text role play that we did about 3 weeks ago now.
Oh yeah.
Of, are you upset because I didn't make a pass at you because you're pretty? So Pete would have just been like dead silent.
Oh,
Not
my.
get involved in this again.
Nope. Nope.
Not so much as a beep out of Pete.
No beeps.
No beeps were given.
Dex is up.
Well, this is very egocentric, but I adored how much the laser against dartboard shenanigans played out. That was intended as just like a one-off. Hey, you know, this happened, and then what was Bo's reaction to it, and you gave it life.
Laser in the dartboard shenanigans.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I love the and it was giving me vibes. I don't know what from. I'd have to think about it more, but I just loved the almost like slapstick. You know, Terry going to one person, asking them, they send her to somebody else. She asks them, they send her to somebody else. And, it's just going to be this endless bouncing around.
There was a little bit of
Everybody-
Abbott and Costello in there.
Yeah.
Who's on first?
But Ethan, what was your fave?
Yeah, I guess also the laser shenanigans. But then the second, I guess a dinosaur out of nowhere.
That is pretty good.
Oh man, Murder Squirrels was also really great.
Yes, it was.
I was expecting
For Murder Squirrels.
expecting Tom's cousins to roll in or something when you were describing a crab thing.
Yeah, I was expecting Tom's cousins too.
Rock lobsters. Wait, no. Lobster puppies.
Oh,
Not
lobster puppies, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Rock lobster
Um,
puppies.
rock lobster puppies.
I'll give a shout out to Zeke's. I always wanted to try this before teleporting 6 people.
Oh yeah.
Great way to instill confidence. But also murder squirrels. That was funny. There were a lot of good funny moments.
I did also like tour guide Barbie moment for Cherry.
Yeah.
But I also liked the finding Eva at the airlock and just being like, "You're coming with me. You're coming this way." No, I'm not answering your questions. I'm just gonna gently guide you this direction.
Yeah. Avery, what about you?
I think it's the whole dartboard scene too. The unsolved mystery of the dartboard.
That's a good one. Yeah, I think oh, I thought of it. Oh, the second one that I should have already mentioned, and then it fell out of my head. Um oh,
Hate it.
well, yeah, it was oh. Um no, I lost it. Crud. Yeah, I don't know. Where did it When did I think of it?
It'll come
Let's see
back
if
at
I
around
can-
3 a.m.
For real.
God, hope not. Don't put that evil on me.
Oh man.
It's how this
Yeah.
works. The harder you try, the later it comes back.
Mm.
Yeah, I know.
Was it when we were talking about the murder squirrels?
Downsides to sharing a bed with the DM when he wakes up in a
Yeah.
cold sweat at 3 a.m. That's what it was.
Oh my. Yeah. Oh, I guess. Yeah. I guess I'll just generally put the arrival on Stride. That's what it was. 'Cause it's just like it's one of those things that I've been adding little bits and pieces here and there, fleshing out Straya for quite a while, really. In fact, the seed, the seeds of this planet go back years at this point, to before we ever started playing together.
Hmm?
And
That makes me concerned.
but then just piecing things together and tweaking, and I was just very excited to get you guys on the planet side, and I hope that I didn't drag out the descriptions too much.
I think there were just some times where I could tell you were getting tired because you were just slowing down a little bit. But
that's definitely true, and I was probably not even really aware of it because I was into what I was talking about and thinking about, but yeah, it has been a long day. But yeah, I'm very excited for you guys to be here and to discover all sorts of stuff next time.
thank you, thank you. We are also excited.
Indeed.
I have you now.
Oh my.
That's how this works.
Oh man.
Let me
I
post
want to
this.
say I saw it coming, and I did see it coming, but I don't really care.
Anywho, yeah, good game, guys. Enjoyed the session. Looks like the faves have been posted. I did also post the additional XP that you all have earned for the session.
Additional?
Putting-
Yes.
Putting you
Oh,
at
additional?
36.
Yeah,
Oh.
he's giving us additional XP.
That's a lot of XP.
I think he means in addition to the XP we already have.
Mhm.
I appreciate the optimism.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought I saw it was only
Some-
1 XP. It's
some
not actually
people-
36
additional.
XP.
Well, he did. He gave us the 1 XP for the session, and then he's given us additional XP. Just
I
said
just had not mentioned
it.
said XP up until that point, so.
There you go.
Oh,
He just
okay.
gave us 36 XP.
Woo!
Hey, I'll take 36 all at once.
That puts us at. I think it puts us at 8.
So you guys are welcome to keep dreaming.